Hello everyone and welcome to another battle of the week. This time we have another daily Jaragovia with Sulla cavalry. And this battle was very interesting and very exciting, and you are about to see and hopefully enjoy the ride with me, as I did enjoy it as I was playing it. So let's look at the situation. Our party is all over the place because why wouldn't it? I guess Squirrel's gonna sleep or something. So here I am, pushing with my 3 cavalry units, scouting the middle, saying what could there be? With some foxes, some javelin men, archers, infantry, regular stuff I guess. But that means there's nothing really for me here to charge into or something. So I thought maybe briefly going to this tall grass and getting some surprising charge in here. But since they got a watchtower and these range units are protected by melee infantry, there's nothing for me to find. Here I am an absolute moron and I got shot because I suck at dodging. So I hide in a forest, as every cavalry player does. We have Osaka fighting some unlucky spearmen with his elephants. So seeing as there's nothing really for me to do in here, I decided to go for the fort, maybe grab that watchtower. I honestly don't remember because that battle was like a week ago or something. That I'm calling it Battle of the Week. But there we go, I see some unprotected archers that Cosinos is already charging. And I want some of them 3 points as well. So I'm whipping it out to go there faster. There's not really like opportunity to charge in here because there's a high chance that I will charge into a wall, which I did. But with combination of whip and all other abilities, as you can see, have been used, I managed to, well, deal significant amount of damage, but these archers are not going anywhere, they are completely sandwiched. And so is Cosinus, kind of. Well, he can still pull through my units. And here it begins, some really exciting stuff. As you can see, my cavalry has whip, that is on 16 seconds cooldown. It has vicious strikes, which are on 30 seconds cooldown. Oh, we're gonna see soon, I guess. 20 seconds cooldown, there we go. And there's also a very interesting ability in Presence. These are just actually good out, huh? So Presence is a 45-second cooldown ability, which lasts for 15 seconds. And I have to rotate it perfectly between 3 units in order to keep it constantly up. Which means that I have this very exciting gameplay of constantly cycling 3 abilities. 2 of them I just press whenever they're off cooldown, which is a whip and vicious strikes for that additional damage. And also I want whip to hit before vicious strikes, so vicious strikes you know, use that additional armor piercing damage that whip provides, and melee attack as well. Here I am getting charged, that was quite painful, but I'm Sulla, I have prescription, and now there's another very exciting part to come. Thanks to the combination of proscription and whip, and my enemy only having available Warcry and Oath of Perseverance, well, it is 2 abilities versus 2 abilities. Whip and proscription are much better when it comes to just locked in melee combat, as it is here. Another very exciting thing that is happening in here is that when I am under Warcry and I use whip, I don't suffer like additional morale loss, because whip is minus 25 morale, and on this tier 7, Warcry is I believe 20? No, it's also 25. Okay. I'm bad at game math. So yeah, I think my unit got briefly routed there for a second. Yeah, I lost proscription on this unit, therefore I switched it to this unit. Which I should have done earlier anyway, because that unit is the weakest right now, so you always want to have your proscription on your lowest unit count or model count unit. There we go. So yeah, all very exciting stuff happening here. Also that thing that when I use whip, see? I was under Warcry, I use whip and I don't lose additional morale, which is great for me. It's like Sulla this way becomes a natural counter to Scipio, or I just show him a big middle finger. It's like, fuck your Warcry, it doesn't matter, I can still use my whip and not rout, as you can see here. I don't lose any additional morale, it's still target morale 60 under both whip and Warcry. Ah, very interesting. And look at this perfect cycling of abilities, how I like keep track, like I'm switching between units, constantly pressing F10, F11, F12. Oh, here my unit briefly got routed because I apparently got suddenly flanked. Because, as you can see, this situation on this battlefield is very, very dynamic. You keep, like, switching around, like, circling around each other, flanking all the units. Oh, very, very exciting. So yeah, having to constantly switch between units, keep up with all the cooldowns, you know, press Ctrl A well, all the time pretty much to apply whips and vicious strikes, and the thing that these cooldowns are desynchronized. So whip is on 16 seconds cooldown, vicious strikes are on 20 or 12 as some would say. Seconds cooldown, and then presence is that unique ability which is on 45-second cooldown. It's AoE ability instead of like self-applied ability, so you have to cycle it perfectly. And you have prescription, which is being removed if you are routed, and also you want to keep it constantly on the lowest model count unit, which I actually fail because there's just so much micro that overwhelms me. Or maybe I just no longer give a fuck at this moment because I'm Sulla, so I win. Because math. And this math is so damn exciting. And that's why we all love Arena. Right? Okay, guys, I kinda ran out of things to say. Can you finally die? Thank you very much. Perfect timing. Couldn't have scripted that better. Obviously I'm using script because duh. So here we saw arches somewhere here, I believe, but they're like, nah, fuck it, let's farm cap points because it's our daily. And as you know, there's another very mathy thing that I actually discovered recently. I mean, I probably should have known about it earlier, but I don't really am a math guy. Well, says an IT student. I'm really bad at math. So there's a thing that they changed that reward system to be more communistic or communism-like rather than capitalistic. So you know, before your rewards were mainly based on how well you perform in battle. Speaking of which, let's look at the scoreboard. Highest aggression points, easy. That was really hard to achieve, so I would like to thank my mom and dad for motivating me to learn maths when I was at school. Yeah, I was doing really well, Kappa. So yeah, speaking of this communist versus capitalistic rewards, back in the day, it was all about your own performance. Right now, it's all about team performance, which is both good and bad thing. Because it doesn't really reward like individual brilliance, but at the same time in a game so vague when it comes to what's good, what actually contributes to victory, etc, etc, it is a good thing that overall team performance is weighted so heavily in endgame rewards. Although there could it could need a little bit of a tweak. So that is a little bit less, well, not a little bit, just less reliant on the team performance compared to how much your own performance matters, because the scaling curve is really weird. Where it means that you can have, I don't know, 10k points, but your team did shit, and then you get like, I don't know, 3k points. Then you can have 5k points, but your team did amazingly, and you have 4k points rewards. It's like, well, that previous battle I did twice better and I got worse rewards. What the hell? But, well, it is a battle of the week after all, and not a meta discussion, I guess, which I would really like to hear what you're thinking, and I'm open for that discussion, either on SUNTZU Discord or in the comment section. Just comment, say hi. Bye guys!